Hi, I'm Scott,
And I'm Luke.
and we're Android guys,
Give us 5 to 10 minutes of your day
and we'll tell you about a product or service.
or an app that you might be interested in.
MEATER?
Yeah.
Go for it.
The MEATER Plus. This is a meat thermometer. I was familiar with MEATER, the original MEATER, because a buddy of mine had one. He is way more into like barbecuing and smoking meats and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And so he was showing me it, and he loved it. And then we got a chance to check this one out. So I was like, oh, yeah, I'll check that out.
Yeah.
I like to barbecue. I'm not like, it's not the thing I do every single weekend.
Right.
Because truthfully, the results are amazing usually, but it just takes so much time.
It does.
And it's, it's a hobby, right? So I guess I have other hobbies that I will devote that much time to and not even think about it. So it's just not my thing, but I like to enjoy the fruits of that labor.
Yeah.
Right?
I love the fruits of the grilling labors.
Yeah, barbecue is just so good, man.
Yeah.
It's just, there's just something about it. Oh,
Yep.
I love it. So the MEATER Plus, the Plus version, it has a Bluetooth repeater, so it extends the range. The original range of the original MEATER, I want to say, was 30 feet, I think. But the MEATER Plus, extends that out to 165 feet. So plenty more.
Yeah.
And the case, the case that the thermometer actually is stored in, it recharges, and it's a Bluetooth extender. So that's part of that extra range. Is the thermometer will stay connected to the case and then give you a little bit more range on your because this is a wireless thermometer,
Right.
and if you have it, let's say you have it in your smoker or in your grill or in your oven even, you're not going to be checking that and opening up. The whole idea is to keep the heat in, right?
Right.
So you can monitor those temperatures on a app. MEATER has an app that you would use on your smartphone or your smart device or whatever. You can even hook it up with home services like Alexa and stuff like that.
Nice.
So you can monitor your cook kind of anywhere, and you can set in their app. You can set timers. You can set alerts. So if things get to a certain temperature, it'll give you a notification, let you know, hey, it's time to maybe turn this. It's time to check on this temperature fluctuation. The cool thing about the MEATER thermometer is it actually has 2 temperature probes. So you'll stick the probe into your meat, and it'll take your internal temperature, but then on the end of the thermometer is an external probe. So then it'll get your temperature of your cooker or your oven. And that's a way even just for you to calibrate and say, hey, I think I have it set on 375, but it's reading 380 or
Right.
390. My oven temps might be off a little bit or
Sure.
something. So, but this thing is very, very user friendly, very intuitive to get set up. You just turn it on. It came with a battery already installed. So the other thing that I thought was cool is the case doesn't need charge with a plug. It has a battery, just a AAA battery.
Yeah.
And they say you should be able to get about 100 charges fully charged to fully charge the probe on that, just a single AAA. But yeah, this was very easy to set up, and in no time I was probing a turkey tenderloin and making sure it was cooked all the way through, and it worked great. It worked super good. So I'm excited to continue using it more and maybe do a longer cook.
Yeah.
And see.
Well, that's for me. My grilling is, basically like dinners and just meals.
Yeah,
but I
sure.
want to get into some of those kind of hobbyist kind of. My neighbor, I'll wake up on some Sunday mornings and I'll know that he's got some burnt ends that he's been smoking. I'm like, this is going to be a long day of this breeze blowing into my yard, smelling this, because he's going to watch football with his buddies.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
You know, but he's got a smoker and a couple of other grills that, you know, but I've talked to him about it, and he's like, yeah, some of it is trial and error.
Yeah.
And pulling things off and checking it and not knowing. And it's like some of it's just kind of come with time.
Mm-hmm.
But something like this gives you that kind of like, you know, I know what is considered FDA safe to eat.
Yeah,
you
sure.
know,
if
I've
it's
got
above
people
this
over-
temperature, I know it's safe.
Yeah. So as long as I know that it reaches this, or I know within the app, you can also see like how much longer is left on a cook.
Yes.
And if you do like they also offer the MEATER block, which is like a 4-pack.
Yeah.
So the MEATER Plus that you talked about is $99.95.
Yes.
And I see that it does come. There are some options, but they appear to be sold out.
Yeah.
There's some different colors of
There's a honey color is the one they sent us.
Yeah.
It's like a golden oak
Mhm.
kind of thing.
They also have, maybe they're out of it, brown sugar and cherry colors.
Yeah.
So the guy runs about 99, and I think that's, from what I can understand, is pretty like right in line with what other companies charge for meat thermometers.
Yes. Yeah. So I did a little bit of looking, and there's a couple things widely used in that barbecuing space. The MEATER is one of the only ones that's a like true wireless one.
Yeah.
Because a lot of those temperatures have, wired probes that you're running to another thing.
My grill came with some,
Mm-hmm.
and I have to kind of like snap these accessories in, and there are these cords that kind of drape into it. And so I'm like lifting the grill, and there are a couple of cables, like steel cables.
Right.
This is nice that I know that they have like a 4-pack with the block, and you can set, so if you and I like our steak done differently, we can see the temperature of, this one is 2 more minutes and it should be able to come off.
Yeah. Gives you a little bit more flexibility for different.
Yeah. So if you like to, or if you're like doing different types of meats in a smoker, different thicknesses or different, who knows?
Sure.
I mean,
right.
But being able to see where you are in real time, but also to kind of like forecast it. And then the app also, I mean, there's a bunch of recipes.
Yeah. So that's the whole other side of the app, is they have general just barbecue knowledge for people learning. And then they also, like you said, recipes where they'll give you you say, hey, I have a couple sirloins. They're like, well, this will go with it.
Yeah.
And they give you some ideas on meal prepping and stuff like that too.
It's really cool. And they also have, we were sent a board from them. I haven't been able to kick the tires on this thing yet. It just arrived, but it's a giant wooden board that it's flat on one side. So you can do, like, if you wanted to cut on it, or use it as a charcuterie board. And then when you flip it over, it's got the little kind of like juice moat.
Yeah.
It gathers, catches all the stuff from that. So I had only been familiar with the original MEATER.
Right.
So I didn't realize that they had stepped up their game to a couple of new models. And then they've also expanded into the actual block as well. So when you're taking it off the grill,
it's everything is brought to you by MEATER.
Brought to you by MEATER. So the 4-pack, I think, is $2.99.
Okay.
So it's kind of like buying,
buy 3 get 1 free.
Yeah. And I see that it also comes with a all 4 of them kind of fit into the same block, and it's got its own computer kind of thing in there, and that you can set up to run off of Wi-Fi or Bluetooth connection.
Nice.
And there's like a couple of tags that you can put on there, so you can at a glance look at it and say, that's number 1, that's yours.
Gotcha.
I know which of these are what.
Right.
So if meat is your jam, grilling and all that stuff, I would definitely say check out MEATER.
Yeah.
Thanks, Luke.
No problem.
All right, that's going to do it for this episode of the podcast.
Thanks for listening.
We appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, feedback, concerns, comments, anything, shoot us an email at podcast@AndroidGuys.com. We'd love to hear from you one way or the other. Luke, if someone wants to get a hold of you, how do they do that?
I am on Instagram and Twitter at Luke Gaul, Gaul.
And I'm on Instagram at Scott Webster and Twitter as SWebster77. Until next time, thanks for listening.
See ya.